What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a Love and Marriage Huntsville extra, honey. We got DJ Richie Sky, honey. He interviews Latisha Scott, and I was listening to the interview, and I got to rolling my eyes and sucking my damn teeth. And I got to saying, Miss Robinson, this bitch is lying. Okay, she is lying. Okay, and I think that Tisha is one of those people where she thinks that because she is degreed up, she's smart. Okay, and I am here to say she's not. I know a lady that's a lot like Latisha. Now, Latisha is smarter than this lady, okay? Because if she ever have to divorce Marceau, she won't be leaving empty-handed, okay? So, with that part right there, honey, I respect Latisha Scott for that. But let me just play the damn interview, okay? And then I will be in and out with my commentary because, honey, I just had so many problems with the interview, honey.
We're back in the building. And I have a very special guest today. We have Miss Latisha Scott here from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I have been wanting to do this for quite some time, but I felt like I'm glad I'm doing it now that we've gotten to know you a bit better on the screen. And I feel like you have grown so much over the course of this franchise. Can you tell us, and I know we talked about this before, and Latisha does not like to talk about herself.
I don't. That's my problem. That's why I get so much heat. Because when Marcel put my resume out, people were like, man, I didn't know she did all those things. I don't like talking about myself. I feel like it's kind of bragging, and I don't like to do that. I just feel like you just do.
I'm going to interrupt it right there. With her saying that, it just says so much to me about why she wouldn't like Mel, right? Because Melody talks about herself, in her interviews, and she's so proud and so confident about everything she's doing. And then it's like, I listen to Latisha, and it's very like meek and don't get me wrong, some people, they are just like that. They, are really humble, and they don't like to talk about the stuff that they do. But Latisha, you have a lot to be proud about. So, and that's how I know she's a codependent, because most codependents, they want their man out in the forefront. They want to focus on that man. But really, you're the backbone of the family. You're the one with all these degrees. So why not talk about yourself? Okay?
Do it. You just work hard and you do what you got to do. So,
Latisha, I'm like that, but I got to tell you something. It was one of the things that ended up leading me to pursuing my real estate license was finding out that you had your broker's license, I think, right?
Yes. Yep.
It is, and I know a lot of times we, specifically as Black people, we tend to think like this, like we don't want to come off as bragging.
Right.
Sometimes the things that you are doing are an inspiration to other people, and that's why I really want you to talk about some of the things that you have going on.
Now, really quickly, I know y'all rolling your eyes, sucking your damn teeth, saying, Miss Robinson, why you keep pausing it really quickly? Because he just said something that made me think of something. Y'all remember when her and Marceau got upset that Carlos King and the producers of Love and Marriage Huntsville, they don't showcase, all the stuff that they are working on, and they only make it about Melody. Y'all remember when they was having a whole narcissistic and codependent attack, honey? Okay, y'all remember all of that? So it's just like in one breath, you know, you want everybody to put some respect on your name. And then the next breath, well, I'm humble. I don't really like to talk about what I do. I don't want to come off like I'm bragging. Like, which one is it? And I think that that is the issue that I have with Latisha and that I have with Marceau is I feel like they are fake to me. I feel like they are inconsistent. She gonna say some more fake ass shit. I'm gonna let her go ahead and say it, okay? But I will be interrupting because I was like, what you're saying and what we see on the show is two totally different things. And more people, Latisha, would like and respect you if your actions and your words, if they matched, if they align, if they added up. They don't add up. But let's get back to the interview, honey.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, it is so funny because when Love and Marriage Huntsville started, you guys saw me in the very beginning talking to Marceau about, listen, I've been a stay-at-home mom for, it was around 5 years at that time. And I'm like, I need to do something else. Because for me, I'm so used to doing. But what I didn't say on there was, although I was a stay-at-home mom, I was also the property manager for our apartment complex. We had a 90-unit apartment complex and a 12-unit apartment complex.
Why the hell didn't you say that on the show? You stuck to that storyline of being a stay-at-home mom. And you don't get to work and you don't get out.
In 4 rental homes. So I was the property manager for all of those properties. And I'm like, I need to get my real estate license because I want to learn more about the real estate game, not just the investment side, but also, you know, the educational side of it as well. And so I got my real estate license. Then I enrolled in Auburn University in their master's in real estate development program. So that's when I earned my second master's, because my first master's, I have an MBA in finance. So I got my second master's, and then after that, I started taking my broker's class and got my broker's license. And so now, hopefully they'll show this on the show, but I'm starting my own brokerage now at this point. And it's all about commercial real estate. Like, I want to work with investors and business owners. So that's my focus. And I'm not pushing it really hard because my kids are still young. And at the end of the day, I'm a mom, and that's my main priority. So,
didn't you just complain the first couple of seasons that you was a mom and you was unable to get out the house? Okay. I'm just trying to tell y'all, make it make sense. And some of y'all go hard for her, but I'm trying to figure out what are you exactly going hard for? Okay, because she says one thing and does another, but means another thing. I'm confused.
So I don't want to do too much out here in the working industry because my main focus is still my babies. But yeah, I mean, in the meantime, I wrote a journal on Enough. And in that, I wanted to incorporate some of the struggles that I dealt with growing up as one, being a brown skinned girl. You know, we deal with our skin and people telling us, oh, you're not pretty enough. Or, oh my God, you're so pretty to be a brown girl. I used to hear that a lot growing up. And so I wrote this journal, and it's called I'm Enough. And I just want to speak to young girls between the age group of 7th to 9th grade, and just, it's affirmation in there telling them that you're enough, you're beautiful. You know, we have to look ourselves in the mirror and tell ourselves this all the time. So it's a lot of things, you know, I have done and I'm still doing. I just believe in, you know, working hard and making things happen. I write my goals down and then I go check them off.
So what I like about it is that you are about the execution and not necessarily the advertisement of it. And I get it, because you just want to work. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I relate to that. So I really wanted you to talk about that because I think it's so exciting that you have a lot of things going on that people don't always, you know, hear about. And I'm glad that you went through the lineup today. Okay?
Thank you. You're welcome.
You talked about opening up your own brokerage. How will we see some of that this season?
Carlos, I I do. Because
Don't hope so. Talk that shit that you and your husband been talking on social media and tell him, hey, you either let these people know what I'm doing professionally or I'm not going to be on this show. Put your foot down. Melody talks about all her businesses. We know everything there needs, we know everything about Melody, damn it. Okay, look, can't get the words out. Okay? So, one minute you are complaining that they don't show you working on your businesses. You got so many different things you doing, and then the next minute, well, I don't really want to talk about it. I just want to do it. Like, what, you got to make your mind up. And people like her, they don't never feel satisfied in life because they hustle backwards. They don't really say what they mean.
Because it is hard work behind the scene, and I know our show is Love and Marriage, so they always tell us we're focusing more so on the relationship, more so than the business side. But I am hoping that you guys will really get a chance to see that, because I honestly feel like I am the example of been married for, 16 years. We just celebrated.
Don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare. Okay? 16 years and not a word from your boo. Okay, he didn't want to get his ass up to say a few kind words. Okay, girl, we ain't forgot. Okay? See, I see one thing on the show and then you say another. You guys, I would get off of Latisha's neck, Marceau's neck, if what we saw on TV, right? If we saw one thing on TV and saw one thing in the interview and then it matched, then I could be like, okay, folks, we could pack it up. We could go home. I believe what I'm seeing. But y'all got me on my Christopher Williams shit. Am I dreaming? Okay. Ain't that Christopher Williams? Hell, I sure hope it is. Okay, but I be so confused. And Latisha, God, is not the author of confusion. Okay, you and Marceau is.
Celebrate our 16-year anniversary, and then you see the struggle of trying to balance marriage, family.
Girl, we see the struggle in that struggle ass marriage, but okay.
In a business, so, and it's a struggle. So I really do hope you guys get a chance to see it.
I think that the show has done a great job of showing your narrative arc from exactly like you said, where you started to where you are now. And it's so interesting. And I think a lot of people love to see that growth in you. Yeah. I want to talk about initially when the show first started, it started about, from my perspective, it was like a group of Black friends who were like trying to make some things happen in the real estate industry in Huntsville, Alabama. How do you think this show has changed over the course of the past 4 years?
I think that the drama of the whole marriage has really taken place over the business side and the community side of things. And even within the group, although me and Marceau and Kimmy Reeves, we're still doing, commercial real estate, residential real estate. But because of the drama and the whole infidelity that has taken place, that sells more. So that's why the show has focused so much more on that versus the real estate side of things.
Can I ask a question? And sure. It just occurred to me. Do you blame that more on the audience, or do you blame that more on Martell introducing that aspect, not only for himself, but also for you as in your relationship?
I definitely would say I think it's both. I think it's 50-50. I think at the time, the host wanted to get the heat off of them, so they wanted to throw us into the midst of that. And then the audience was like, oh my God, yeah, he looks like this, she looks like that. They can't,
Tisha, you prove that point every time you start crying. When you and Marceau was in that car after he got back from Atlanta and you asking him all these questions and you began crying, you pretty much give the audience a reason to think and feel that way. And like I keep trying to tell y'all, when you are dealing with toxic people and with people who are not who they say they are so inconsistent, like nothing matches up. And then they'll call you crazy because she starts gaslighting the audience saying, well, people say such mean things and people say this and people say that. But why, if you don't believe any of it, why are you crying? Well, I'm a real sensitive person. Where's that sensitive person at when you're dogging Melody, throwing in her face how Martell has cheated on her? Okay, surely you got some other comebacks. You don't have to throw that woman's relationship or former relationship in her face. You do that because you are identified with having a man. You are male identified. You're one of them.
Kid is probably true. So along with the fans and with, whatever the things that Martell was putting out, I think it both captivated the audience and they wanted to know more and it got the heat off of them a little bit. So I think both.
Because I'm just taking myself back through your journey as I'm watching, and I remember seeing you on the show. Mm-hmm. And at the time, you and Melody also seemed like y'all seem like sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like the three of y'all.
They like sisters. Sorry. We haven't talked about
Big toenail head. He had to make an appearance. Okay, this is what the narcissist does to make it about him. And he'll come on, with a smile. Okay? And they get to look like the happily married couple. Too bad they didn't look like that on that trip to Vegas. And he couldn't get his big head ass up to say a few kind words. Okay? But there's that. Okay?
Schedule with him next. Okay?
That's not mine.
Why, DJ Richie Sky, let me get on you, brother. You do a good job, but honey, don't waste your time interviewing Big Toenail Head. You're going to ask him a lot of questions and you are not going to get any direct answers. Okay? He doesn't answer anything directly. That's the number one way you know you are dealing with a narcissist, because they don't never want you to know which angle they are coming from. They love confusion. They love diverting the conversation and creating, a diversion to get you to be over here when really you should be over here with it. And your mind will start spinning, okay, when you are interviewing a narcissist. So don't do that to yourself, brother. You seem like a nice guy, but I wouldn't do it.
We're gonna finish you next. You're scared of him.
Oh, no. We've been waiting on you, Marceau.
They're waiting for the season to get started, Marceau, before they bring you. I'm so sorry about that.
Absolutely not. That's your husband. He can jump in anytime. Speaking of Marceau, I hope he's still right there. I got a question for you. Okay. Do you ever feel like, this is my opinion of him, I feel like Marceau, and you tell me if I'm right.
Okay.
I feel like Marceau is a jokester, and he does not mind trolling the audience. And sometimes I feel like him trolling the audience, while he's laughing, I feel like sometimes it puts you in the hot seat. Do you ever feel like that?
It does, and I tell him this all the time, he don't watch reality TV. He just started watching when our show came out. So with Marceau, I know his personality. So in the very beginning, he'll say something, I'm like, whatever, Marceau, or I laugh it off. And then I get the name, oh, she's so naive, or she's so this. And I'm like, but he's joking. And you have to get to know his personality, a little bit better in order to get that from him. So I think some people or some fans, they're getting it now. But, I brush him off all the time because I'm like, oh, he ain't for real.
You know when I got it? When he posted that photo from the boys' trip, I said, I know, you know what? This man is playing with us.
Yes. He likes it. I told him he should have been an attorney. He likes to debate. He likes to argue. He loves it. He would be in comments all day going back and forth with people. He loves it. I'm like, I don't have time for that.
So how do y'all, like, as a couple, and I ask this, as somebody who is just recently married.
Yeah.
How do y'all deal with the show and the rumors on a day-to-day basis? How does that work for Latisha and Marceau? Like, when the cameras are not there, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you deal?
At first, it was hard for me because it was just, like, so much. And I wasn't used to it. I wasn't used to all the negativity. I wasn't used to somebody just honestly, like, coming for your marriage, trying to destroy your marriage or break up a family. And it was hard for me, but Marceau, he's so good at rubbing it off and not letting it get to him. And so he'll talk to me about, like, babe, listen, these people don't know you. You can't take this stuff in. They're not telling the truth. And I'm like, whatever. I used to just side-eye. And I used to always question myself, like, I trust my husband, but I was like, is it something I missed? Did I not see something? I saw it.
Girl, you're dealing with a covert narcissist, okay? You sound confused even explaining what you're talking about.
So I used to question myself in my marriage too in the beginning. But then I had to realize, like, Tisha, you've never had these issues before. Like, people can't, I don't care how many times you tell me that I had to face something. If I haven't faced it, I haven't faced it. So I had to just sit back and step in my truth and, believe that the history that we have and we have a good foundation and just really go back and go into that. Mm-hmm. It's like you just really have to truly trust your partner and trust what you guys have built over the years. And we have a strong foundation. And there's no perfect marriage. But some of the things that they was throwing at us, I haven't dealt with it. And I feel like it was a distraction because
my issue with Latisha is I see what she's doing. She's playing off of the infidelity card as if we haven't seen her going to Dr. Francis and asking for guidance. I played y'all the clips. I rewatched all the clips where Dr. Francis was talking to her and Marceau and counseling them. And he was looking at Marceau like he was crazy. Like, why do you treat your wife the way that you do? And that's more or less the question that needs to be answered. I feel like Tisha does a good job with, yeah, but he ain't cheated on me and I didn't go through what Mel did. And it's this imaginary competition that she tries to have with Melody, where Melody experienced infidelity and I didn't, and she just wants to put that off on me. You still are in a toxic marriage, okay? Anytime you got to trick your husband into going to therapy, that's not good, sis. You could you over there getting 1,000,000 degrees, but you can't get your husband to do simple shit like go to therapy because he actually wants to resolve the issue. I told y'all, when you are dealing with a narcissist, they don't want no resolutions to any problems. They feel like they are God and they know everything. Okay, so while you over there stacking up all them degrees, you need to go get your degree in narcissism and codependency. You need to master that. Okay, that part right there. Okay, but girl, I see her, you guys, and it's getting annoying. They better not do this dumb shit at this reunion where Carlos is not asking the Scotts the right questions. Don't focus on infidelity. If there is none, then let's not talk about it. But let's talk about some other things, right? We could, have a conversation about other things as to why you feel the need to be in a marriage with a man that it's like you're pulling teeth and you're doing all the giving. We see you, sis, and we see you throughout the season looking all frustrated, and then you get your ass to the reunion, putting on this united front, okay? And that's what the codependent does. They will sit side by side with that narcissist, knowing that they are unfulfilled, knowing that they are not getting their needs met, okay? Like, child, I'm sick of it. It's the lies, okay? The lies.
I really wanted to talk about, some of the things we really did have to overcome within our relationship and our marriage. But infidelity wasn't one of them, So I'm like, it just wasn't my case. And then once I started having people come to me, it was like, we've been offered money to come on the show and say we slept with your husband. I was like, oh my God. Like, this
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, this is crazy. Like, people are really offering you money to come on this show and lie. So at that point, I was like, forget it. It's a lie. Like, now I don't believe anything. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah. So that's what we had to deal with behind. Once the show is off, we have to deal with this type of stuff. So I'm like, I just didn't know people were so mean and so cruel in this world. So.
Do you think that's the reason why one of my favorite people, Miss Wanda, is so protective of you?
I think she knows me. My mom knows me. She knows that I'm a good person. At the end of the day, like, I have a good heart. I'm just a good person. I believe the best in people. And she feels like, Tisha, you need to dig into this a little bit more. Or you need to really pay attention to these things. This stuff ain't out here for nothing. Like, she's old school. And I'm like, Mom, I got book sense. I got street sense. Believe me, I know what's going on. But I'm not as argumentative as my mom, or I'm not just as aggressive as my mom. And so I think that's why. And people, what they have to realize is that, so my mom, I was raised by a single mom, and I have 6 aunties, and they're all very similar to my mother. So I was raised around it. Like, they don't take nothing off nobody. Any dude can just go. They don't care. So I had to change my mindset once I married Marcel, because I'm so used to being independent. And I'm like, I don't need you. I got this on my own. I went to college. I worked hard to get a good job.
So why did you end up marrying him if you are so that way? Okay? And it sounds like you married him because you got pregnant, I believe. Put it in the comments, guys.
I don't need a man, for those things. But I had to realize that in a relationship, it's give and take. So I had to learn how to really let that independent Tisha die down a little bit to become Barstow's wife. And so my mom, she's still like, I don't care. If somebody tell me something, I'm gonna pay attention to it. And Tisha, you need to go at him harder. So it's crazy. It's like a lose-lose situation, because even with her, they want me to go at my mom harder, and I'm just not that type of person.
I was gonna ask you about that.
Mm-hmm.
In the trailer, we see cute or Funky Danny with y'all sitting at the restaurant, and he's telling you that you're gonna have to, like, either reel Miss Wanda in or cut her out of the group. Mm-hmm. What do you feel like you need to do about it? Because some fans think that she speaks for you, and then some fans feel like, well, that's her mama. That's what she's supposed to do.
It is hard, because that is my mom. I have talked to her about certain situations dealing with me and the Huntsville group of friends, because at the end of the day, these are my friends, and I know how to handle them, and I've had the relationship with them. So I'm telling my mama, like, listen, let me handle this, because I know how to handle these people here in Huntsville. But of course, she's Miss Wanda. I can tell her not to do it. She's still gonna do what she wanna do. But I do try to hold my mom. Like, I tell her when she's right and when she's wrong. If it makes the TV, it makes it. If not, it doesn't. But I do tell her, that was wrong, Mom. You shouldn't have done that. But also, I think what you guys are gonna see coming up, they're blaming her for a lot of stuff, and change the narrative of things, because some things she's just not responsible for, but some things she is. So we have to pay attention to these next 15 episodes that's coming up.
Oh, we get 15. You just spilled some tea for us.
Oh, sorry. It may be more. It's so much juice. It may be more.
Y'all show be like, I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing on TV like Love and Marriage Huntsville. It really isn't, because I think, to me, y'all are so relatable in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? We can see ourselves in the fact that y'all started off as friends. I think that's what makes a lot of the drama so much more personal, because we all understand relationships and we all have been through those same struggles.
Yeah.
There is something I do want to ask you about.
Okay.
You and your cousin Kiki.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. There's talk about the falling out between the two of you. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
What I want to talk about is what happened as you guys were growing up, because you guys alluded to something that may have been as a result of maybe your parents creating some tension between you.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Kiki has her truth and her side of things. Kiki and I, we really didn't start hanging out until she was in the 10th grade and I was in the 9th grade. So we didn't grow up together. We found out about each other in our early teen years. And at that time, I have a lot of boy cousins my age. So I was excited to have a girl cousin. And so, you know, we instantly became close. We clicked. We were best friends. And so in college, we used to always get into it. You know, it's like sisters. We fight, we fuss, but we make right back up. But as we've gotten older, it's just our life decisions has changed. And so we just eventually just stopped hanging out as much. Our interest was different. And so we just grew apart. And unfortunately, I don't know what Kiki dad has related to her, because Kiki dad and my mom, they're brothers and sisters. So we're first cousins. We have the same grandparents. But she alluded to jealousy and comparison, and I'm like, my family has never told me the things that she was alluding to on the show. They've never said that to me. So I'm not sure why she said all those things. And I've had that conversation with her as well. Matter of fact, we just talked about this 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, girl, they've never told me you have to be better than anybody. You know, I've always worked hard. I'm the first of my family to go to college. So our upbringing was totally different. But I always had to work hard for everything I had and have. So unfortunately,
child, I believe Kiki, because I could tell by how your mother behaved on that show, honey. I could tell that Miss Wanda was pitting y'all against each other. Okay, you better reconcile.
Why she said that, I don't know. Maybe that's her story. Maybe that's what her dad is telling her. But from my end, and I have a very close relationship with my aunts and uncles, never. They've never compared us. Never used the word jealousy. Now they'll talk about, family. Oh, your car, you got this car, you got that car. And maybe in her mind, she took that as them comparing us, but I never did. Because
she thinks she better than Kiki. Child, bye.
Honestly looked up to her, and I told her that. I was always inspired by some of the things she used to do. One of my stories that I shared on the show is my communication. I've always struggled with my communication skills, and that's
another reason why you jealous of Melody. I know y'all rolling your eyes and sucking your damn teeth, but the truth is the truth, and the truth needs no proof. How you doing?
In itself, hindered me from some things. But she's always been a great communicator. And so that's something I always inspired about her. And I always used to talk to her about that. And when her and I, we would talk, and I'm like, well, if I'm saying something incorrectly, please correct me. Let me know. And and she helped me through that process in college and in high school, writing my papers. Like, she was there for me during those times. So
I just think y'all relationship is so fascinating to me, because well, first of all, on reality TV, family dynamics are always like the most interesting dynamics. Yeah. How are you guys today?
We're not. Like, we're family family, so there's always gonna be love there for her, but we don't have a relationship. And it's so sad because our daughters are like best friends. They're the same age. And they was just at the birthday party this weekend together. But yeah, I can't rock with that. Like my thing is
Girl, you are upset that Kiki was about to expose you and your husband. Okay? Because I remember how Marceau reacted at that table when Kiki was about to spill all that damn tea on his ass.
Come on the show trying to hurt me when I have all these millions of people already coming at me already.
Right.
What the hell that got to do with her? Okay? Shit.
So her thing is like, I want more screen time. I want to be a part of this, and that's fine. And you can want that, but I'm like, I brought you on the show first. I wanted to help, you with your speaking engagements and your speaking skills and push that for you. I didn't know you wanted to come on the show to be messy. Had I known that, things would have been different. So hopefully this season coming up, she'll speak her truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, there was a scene with you and Marto in the car.
Mm-hmm.
This past year. Are those scenes difficult to film?
You know what? Our show is real. It's for real. You're gonna get real conversations, and a lot of times with us, we forget the cameras are there. Like you're gonna get real reaction.
It felt like y'all did not know camp. Like it felt like I was in the car with y'all.
Yeah, that was real. Like for real. I'm like, listen, my mom. You had just seen the scene with me and my mom. She was telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm tired. I'm tired. So I'm asking him like, what's real? What really went down in Atlanta? What happened? So no, that was us.
That scene right there, that
was real. The tears from him was real. Like he was like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know what I've done to these people. Why they coming so hard at me? Like why? Why people want to destroy us? There's a song out. They Hate Our Love. We was like, that's us. That's us. Like I don't know why, but it's just.
Girl, it's not love, okay? It's codependency, okay? Miss Codependent, she ain't got her own brain. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's your song, okay?
It's us on this show.
That was a very powerful scene. I will never forget that scene.
I won't forget it either because your ass was up there acting. Well, I don't think you was acting, okay? You was right at home with being insecure about your marriage. And you put up this front, you talk a good game about how, he's faithful to you and we all just hating, but my whole thing is this. If I were with a man and we are on a reality show and I know that my man is not cheating on me, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to get emotional about something that I know for a fact isn't true. And Tisha, she says one thing in her interviews, like I told you all, and then we see her on the show is something different. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like you don't know what to believe. But honey, I know what to believe because I just go off of what I see, okay? But yeah, she be lying and shit. And Miss Robinson ain't got time for it. Hurry up, heifer, okay? Because Miss Robinson got some plans for today. Oh, yes.
Just felt so, it almost felt like a music video. I said it was like a Kiki Wyatt.
You said that, yeah. I was like, I can see that. Okay.
It was given 90s video. I was like, yes. I was like, oh, you said get in the car. I was like, okay, she need business today.
And then the producers, with that music they was playing, I was like, oh, because we watching with you guys. So I'm looking like, oh my God.
I loved it. I gotta ask you about you and Melody.
Okay.
Y'all used to be so close.
Yeah.
Do you think it was
Why did he say y'all used to be so close? I don't think they were ever friends like that. You can't be friends with somebody that's jealous of you. Or, like I said, when you're dealing with a woman with the spirit of insecurity, she's only friendly with you when you're going through something. You know, when your man is cheating on you and dogging you.
Was the show, or do you think it was what she was going through that ultimately led to the demise of your friendship? And where do you guys stand today?
Okay. I think I should give a little background first.
Okay.
So, before the show, Mel and Martell, the Scotts, we was all really close. We hung out all the time, spending out of each other's house, got up in the morning, cooked breakfast, talk, everything. Then when the infidelity happened with Martell, was like 2 years before we started filming this show. We was there for Mel, the whole process, there for her, helping her through it, talking her out of doing crazy things like this social media stuff. We talked them out of that years ago, because that's what they wanted to do. That was something Mel wanted to do back then. And then her and Martell made up, and we just didn't hear from them for maybe a year.
Put it in the comments, guys. Do you believe that? Do you feel that the Scotts talked the Holtz out of doing this social media stuff? And do you agree that the Holtz, because Melody kind of technically, honey, is still a Holt, okay? Do you feel like they should continue to go back and forth on social media? Put it in the comments.
I would say a year. We didn't hear from them until it was time for this show. They called us to a meeting. They was like, hey, guys, we want to let y'all know we pitched a show idea to Carlos, and we told, I don't know if they said Carlos. They said they pitched the show idea, and we told them about the comeback group. And they was like, will y'all be willing to do an interview with them to talk about the comeback group? We was like, sure, fine, yeah. And so, now the rest is history. We got the show and everything. But prior to that, we had honestly stopped talking because at that time, she was saying that Martell blamed the guys for him stepping out. And so that within itself just put a strain in our relationship. But it was no bad blood. It's like, you stop hanging out with people, it is what it is.
Yeah.
When the show comes on, so you guys see that our relationship is still iffy, but we talk about it. And when I asked her, what happened? Why did we stop talking or whatever? And I forgot the response she had. But that's where all of that came from. And then on the show, you see, them talking about the infidelity, and then it just put a strain in our relationship because we honestly thought they was over it. When we picked them on the show, we thought they was over everything. It happened and they had moved forward. So on the scenes with us joking about it, we honestly didn't know how to handle the questions because we was also asked not to talk about that on the show by Mel and Martell. They asked us not to talk about it. It was fine, okay. So when the producers asked us about it, we were like, we didn't even know y'all knew. So in my scene with Marcel in the bedroom, and I'm like, what's going on with Martell? You need to talk to your boy. I'm going to talk to Mel. You talk to your boy. Let's figure out what's going on. Because I just didn't know how to approach it on the show because we was asked by them not to talk about it. But then we have the producer saying, this is reality TV. We know what's going on. You guys are going to talk about it.
Right.
So I think that within itself just really added to the fire of our relationship, I guess. And then the big coffee scene where, Martell was like, Marcel and Martell had that moment. He told Martell he slept with 20 women. And then at the coffee scene, when you hear me and Mel talking about it, and I'm like, why is Martell lying? And she was like, well, how do you know it's a lie? And I'm like, well, first of all, I do know facts about your relationship that I haven't even said on TV. So if we don't speak the truth, if you're trying to put this out here about my husband, I'm going to speak facts and truth about y'all's situation. And so when the whole BMW statement came out, that was it. That was the start of the disaster of our relationship. Yeah. And I didn't even think that was bad. I could have said way worse.
Girl, she could actually fuck your man, too. I know. I'm working on it, guys. I know. Y'all know me. Y'all know I gotta throw my shade. But I'm just saying, Marceau be looking at Melody, honey. I see it. I see it. I got a video coming up, honey, where we gonna talk about how Marceau be looking at Melody, honey. Okay, looking at her like she a ice cream cone. Okay, Melody could really be a scandalous bitch. She really could be, but she is nice. Okay? She got her issues. I didn't call her out, but like Melody really could act a certain way. Okay? Cause like Tisha is just so, girl, you was worried that your husband met up with Mel to give her the damn wine, the champagne, whatever the hell it is. Okay, I don't even know what y'all is selling. Okay, but you was jealous of that. So she tries, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. It just seemed like she's in this competition with Mel. Not with the career stuff so much, but the I'm still married and I still got my man and and it's just like, of course you got your man, you his servant, you his slave. Most codependent women will always have a man. It's not a badge of honor. They're sacrificing their lives. So she's laughing all, and she's laughing all on this interview, but when she get her ass into Dr. Francis' office, we gonna see a totally different story. I'm telling you.
Is there any way to come back from it? Like, is there any...
Melody don't want to be bothered with this heifer from the first floor. I don't care how many degrees you got. You could still be an insecure, low self-esteem bitch that resides on the first floor. And Melody does not move backward. Okay, forward is the motion. God said go. Okay, God said don't go too low to the first floor. Oh, Miss Robinson, that was good, girl.
Glimmer of that this season.
I thought we had moved past it. Like at the finale of Mel's release of her video, all of us was there. We was having a good time.
You full of shit. You was in the background. This sounds like male bashing. Did he or did he not cheat and dog his wife out? How the hell is it male bashing? She's telling what happened. Okay? Like...
We took pictures together. Like, honestly, I thought we moved past it. But then at the reunion, we're talking at the reunion and Carlos asked me a question. I spoke my truth about it. But then after that...
But if y'all were good, why would you even say that if y'all moved past it? See, you double talk. You say one thing when you really mean another, and then it's all a lie, and the shit is running together. That's why you with that big toenail head, because y'all be playing games, honey. I ain't got time for these first floor games. Okay?
Now I'm an enemy? When we come back to film this season,
you goddamn right you an enemy. Okay?
My enemy?
And you over there with Destiny, an enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine. That's the game you playing. But I'm a nice person. The one that I know, you guys, she act just like that. They are what you call nice nasty. You can't really I'ma always call them out because I see they ass for who they are. But they not nice like that. You could just tell. Girl, bye.
I'm like, where did it even come from? Because you didn't like what I had to say at the reunion. Mel didn't like what I said at the reunion. So now, coming back this season, I'm her enemy. I don't know if she's needed a storyline. I don't know what it is because...
Had you not made that damn face at the reunion while Destiny and Melody was talking, Carlos wouldn't have asked you no questions. Okay? Walks away, drops the mic. But you claim y'all had moved past whatever y'all had going on. Okay?
It just keeps going on. And I'm past it. Like, at the end of the day, we don't have to be friends. We're not friends. But, let's move forward. And we tried this season. I think there's something out already about the family trip that has taken place this season. And so you will see us pop up, with them on their family trip. And it was cordial. It was a cordial conversation. So hopefully at this point we've really just, hey girl, let's just be cordial and keep it moving. The friendship, no, I don't think we ever be friends again. But we can be co-workers, we can be cordial, we can be at dinner together and sit down and eat and laugh and hey girl, bye girl, and keep it moving.
Okay. Well, that's promising right there. Yeah. I want to ask one more question about, because I think that people love this relationship that you have with Kimmy.
Okay.
Are y'all back on like track? Because y'all was up and down a little bit.
I know. It's with every friendship. You're gonna have some things that's gonna test your relationship, and it's how you handle the test determines the relationship.
Oh, shut up, because your ass was upset that Kimmy said at that damn reunion, okay? Kimmy said what she said. She said she would never be cool with you had it not been through, y'all brothers are not y'all brothers. Y'all husbands are brothers, and basically she married into the family. And other than that, if she wouldn't have did that, she wouldn't be friends with you because it's too much work. Okay, these codependents, they are exhausting. Okay, they are too needy. Okay, they are greedy. Okay, they want you to make your whole life about them. That's what she was doing with Kimmy. Okay. If her and Mel got into it and Kimmy and her and Mel was still cool, she didn't like that. She wanted Kimmy to choose a side. Codependents are very childish. Okay, they are not these perpetual victims. And Kimmy got sick of that. That's why I guess she gave in and just started giving your ass what you wanted. And she was a snitch the whole damn season. Okay, so you cool with her now because she's doing that type of shit. But before, girl, Kimmy was sick of you, girl. I think Lyrese had a talk with her like, girl, y'all is family. Y'all got to stick together. Okay, against Miss Melody SHARI. Okay, and it don't look good. I'm for real. Big Toenail Head was probably at the table giving his 2 cents, and it don't look good. Y'all going against each other. We see each other. Okay, so yeah, I know how that shit went down. I know.
So with Kimmy and I, there's love there. I love Kimmy. She loves me. We had a little moment, but there's love there. So you guys are going to see that play out.
Okay. Well, honestly, Latisha, I hope that you will come back and talk to us towards the end of the season.
Okay.
Because I know we're going to have more questions for you.
Yes. I'm going to come back with Marcel.
Please, because it won't be no interview then, okay? Ain't nobody got time to be going on no damn scavenger hunt trying to figure out what he talking about, trying to look for the answers, the truth, okay? Like, child, bye.
Oh, yeah, come on back to Marcel, because we got questions for him, too. And I want to wait until we get into the season so I can really get into those questions.
Yes, I like it.
But I want to say thank you also for, I know doing reality TV is not easy, but you guys have inspired me on my real estate journey. So I just want to say thank you for that.
You're welcome. And that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's a show. It's for entertainment. But look at the business side of things. And this season, I think, is going to be really good to inspire individuals that's in real estate, because we're going to be talking about seeking investors, raising capital, crowdfunding. And I think that's something we don't know about in our community. So I'm excited that we're talking about that on the show this season. Get people's mind going oh, okay, I have a small business. I want to expand my business. I need to, seek funds. So how do I go by doing that? So that's another, something else that we're going to be adding on to the show. So you get a little bit of business in all the drama.
Okay. I am here for that. Latisha, can you tell the people where they can find everything Latisha Scott?
Yeah. At codependency.com. I'm just playing.
Okay, so follow me at Latisha M. Scott on social media. On IG and also Facebook. And also follow Black Cigar Lounge.
Hey.
And thank you guys so so much for your support, but listen, get your chocolate in the bottle ready or your Inez Martell's wine. September.
Girl, don't be putting that incest wine out there, honey, okay?
10 is going down, so yeah.
All right, you guys, honey, that's all Miss Robinson got to say about that. Y'all get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this here video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.